Hello, everyone. Hope you can hear me and see me. Welcome to April's ArchiFrame user webinar. Still waiting for a few people to join, but as it is punctual and on time, we're going to get going. Obviously, people will also be able to access the recording afterwards. Just a couple of housekeeping things before we dive in. Appreciate a lot of you have probably been to these webinars before. This is going to be similar than the other webinar that Christian did in April as well, a couple of weeks ago. So just anybody who's been to both, just a fair warning there that might be going over material again. You're obviously allowed to interrupt and ask questions. We want it to be as back and forth as possible. I'll be monitoring the chat. I'll be monitoring the Q&A. So feel free to interrupt the flow. No problem on that. And we're hoping to have sort of like quite an interactive session as well. The presentation itself is going to take about 30 minutes. So there'll also be time for questions, and just be aware that this is being recorded. So be mindful of when you're sharing your screens, etc. Just keep that in mind. And without further ado, it's a little bit different today. So we're not so much focusing on ArchiFrame software itself. We're actually going to be going kind of around ArchiFrame. We're going to be looking at Archicad and integrations, how you can bring Archicad data into your ERP and other systems. But without further ado, I'll pass it on to Christian from Time House, who's going to be doing a little bit of a presentation and a demo of how they've made this work for some of their clients. So the floor is yours.
Thank you, Kaeli. So my name is Christian Toira, and I'm from Time House, and today we are going to talk about Archicad integrations. Please interrupt me and ask questions. Just don't let me speak for half an hour. First, we're going to look a couple of slides from PowerPoint, and then I'm going to show you the demo. So I go the PowerPoint really quickly. You will have the PowerPoint later if you want. Kaeli will send it to you, and you can ask more questions, but this is just you've got to start from somewhere, so PowerPoint is a good to start. So let's go forward. So can you see? Kaeli, can you see this?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All good.
So Archicad integrations. Let's start by introducing myself and the company I work for. So my name is Christian Toira, and I work for Time House. Time House is a small software company from Helsinki, Finland. We are 20 people. And we are specialized, amongst the other things, in Archicad development. We've done a lot of customizations, and automatizations to Archicad, and we were probably the first ones in Finland to create Archicad add-ons. I think our first add-on was created 1989 or 1990, so that's like 35 years ago. No, 25 years ago, sorry. No, 35. 1990, yeah, 35. Oh God. We've also been in the process of creating ArchiLogs and ArchiFrame with Petteri, of course. Okay, so today's idea was to talk about Archicad integration. And you can look at the integration one way to how the data moves. So you import data into Archicad, you do something with the data, you enrich the data, you change it a little bit, you add something, and then you export it out from Archicad. So I'm going to show you some examples and talk about some examples of those. First, import data to Archicad. And I have 4 cases here that we've been doing over the years. And I start with the NCC, which is a quite big company in Finland. They build warehouses, block of flats, everything. But they had this fantastic system created in Excel. This was maybe 15 years ago. And apparently you could enter the things that you wanted the warehouse to have, like how many cubic meters, how much of the space is a cold space and how much of the space is a heated space and so forth. And it would, when you put all these numerical values in it, it will actually draw you inside Excel kind of a warehouse prototype. And they developed it so well that they started using this as a tool in their marketing. So they would actually go to the client and do the whole thing with the Excel. So the Excel would show somehow what the warehouse could look like. And then they had this kind of order in Excel. So we created a system that we imported this Excel and created Archicad model from it. Just an idea what data to import to Archicad. Another example is Hartela, another relatively big Finnish company that they are making houses and flats and shopping malls and stuff, but they wanted us to help them in their selling of the ready-made flats, where the surface materials, everything was very important. The customer could select what they wanted. The problem with the surface materials and covered doors or handles or whatever is that they didn't manufacture everything by themselves, so they had to order these things from manufacturers. And they models, I mean, they change sometimes weekly, but at least every year there's a new set of doors or new set of handles. Plus the delivery times of certain products kept changing. Like this takes 6 weeks, this could come tomorrow. So the only way that we could actually design these flats in a way that we know when it's going to be ready, when can we provide everything, was to connect the Archicad into the database. So we connected the Archicad to database and we took the product images, prices, delivery times, instructions, etc. Third example of importing data to Archicad is Estonian company, small company called Creatomus. They have created this quite groundbreaking system where you can draw a house in your own web browser, even with your mobile phone. And it's like if you've seen IKEA kitchen planner, maybe some of you have. It's a sort of similar thing, but it's for the entire building. And they've developed their system so that the house is actually pretty ready to be built. So everything is in place. And they work internally with JSON format. So we take this JSON into Archicad and create the house from that. So other input. And fourthly, Contio, which I'm going to show you the demo of. They're the log house builder, biggest in the world. That's what they say. But at least biggest in Finland. I think they're biggest in the world. And they import to Archicad recipes. I call them recipes. They call it details. But those recipes contain product codes and information how to connect those product codes in Archicad to Archicad elements and formulas for calculation. It's a very technical thing. So secondly, when the data is in Archicad, we need to enrich it, or maybe we sometimes enrich it. And these are examples of how to enrich the data. In Hartela case, because it's an interior designer, it's using the Archicad. So he selects interior components, door handles, or right color doors, or fridges, or whatever. And then the system automatically connects the needed components for those and calculates the price and shows the price all the time. The idea was that, I say was because the system is no longer in use, but the idea was that the interior designer was next to the client and they were sort of drawing the house together or the flat together. But it was too difficult for the clients to actually travel to a Hartela office and sit next to the designer, so it didn't really work out. Many wood builders, including you guys, maybe ArchiFrame users or Archilogs users, enrich the data by exploding walls or structures into ArchiFrame planks or Archilog logs, and all the machining will be automatically created. In Contio case, product codes are linked to Archicad elements and their quantities are calculated. Necessary equipment is also added. Let's say screws, because there's hardly ever screws in Archicad model, but you still need screws to build a house. So all these components will be added in a sort of like behind the model inside Archicad still. Thirdly, when the data is imported, enriched, it's time to export the data into the different systems. And in Hartela case, this was done by exporting the data in equipment list in Excel file, which they then used. And we created documentation packages for builders in PDF. Let's say there's 10,000 pages of PDF, how to install different cupboards or how to install different stuff. So we compiled only the selected ideas, selected components, and compiled a PDF, 10-page PDF, how to put this kitchen together. Many wood builders are using ArchiFrame Archilogs. They can have control codes for Hundeberg type machine, XML or Excel lists for quality calculations. And in Contio case, I'm going to show you soon, we export the product codes and the quantities straight to their system. So 3 steps. Do you have any questions from these?
Yeah, feel free to unmute your mics. Everyone should have the ability to do that. So if you do have a question, you can just interrupt. But if not, I'm monitoring the chats as well. But yeah, if anyone's got anything before we dive into the demo,
yeah,
feel free.
People are waiting for demo.
Go ahead.
So, okay, I'll go ahead. Case Contio tuote. As I mentioned previously, Contio, the biggest log builder in the world, wanted to have their quantity calculation done automatically. And their problem was they had challenges in quantity calculations. In the old system, before this integration, the quantity calculations were done manually and it took time. And their systems didn't really communicate. They were using Excel files. They were doing schedules from Archicad, which is a very usable, good tool. And they were using Excel, so they were doing things, but there was no sort of like on-time communication. And they realized that they have to enter the data into multiple systems. And maybe last and possibly most important thing, Contio has told us that about less than 40% of the houses that they build are done by are similar than in catalog. 60% need changes. Over 60% of the customers these days need changes. They select a house, but they want to move the window slightly to the left or to the right. They want a new door there, or one window removed or one window added. And so we had to think about this quantity calculations. That how do we do it? Do we start from the idea that these ready-made models, we can calculate how much they need, what materials are needed there beforehand, and then do the 6% in some other way. And we decided that we start from zero every time. So every single time there's a house, even though it's totally like in a catalog, they have maybe 25 to 30 different models of houses. Even if there's no changes, we still calculate the quantities of everything like it would be totally new place, starting from scratch. So this is what we created for Contio to solve this problem. And these things, can you see the mouse cursor?
I don't think so. Oh, yes, no, yeah, it was quite small though, but yeah, we can see it.
Okay. So these things on the right are inside Contio. So this is what Contio has. They have PLM, product lifecycle management, CRM, customer relationship management, and ERP, enterprise resource planning. I mean, one system could handle these all, but they happen to have 3 different systems. There is customer data, there is product data, there is also product data and billing here. They have integrated those systems to work together with their own integration hub. And this stuff is where Timehouse, what we created, this yellow stuff. And we decided that we also need a hub, because if something changes here, then we have roughly 50 clients, 50 Archicad clients there. So we'd have to change all the clients or update all client software or things. So it would make sense that we try and put as much logic into this hub as possible. And this is a web service, a web server like this one. So we talk with Contio's every single system 2 ways. We created Contio integration add-on, and they're also using ArchiFrame, and they also use Archilogs. BIM Cloud is where they store their models, libraries, and images. Benefits of integration is like a pretty general ones, but we think that the information is transferred automatically is the important thing. It reduces errors and speeds up processes, and it enables the development of the new things. What Contio said about when we asked is much actually nicer or more positive things, that they said the time spent on quantity calculation is significantly reduced, up to 75%, so one quarter. They say waste decreases, so there is not extra things in the building site. Quality improves, and customer changes become easier. So this is, again, the customer changes they're really important things. Any questions of this, or shall we move to demo?
No. Can't see anything yet on the chat, so yeah, just go ahead.
So, Archicad. This is Archicad 28, and I have a very simple house here from Contio, which I have to thank because they said it's okay to demo with their systems. And how do we integrate this? I mean, how do we do the quantity calculation? Is that, well, first we say who are we? So we connect this to the project project, and I think the server is just yes, hello. This is a test server that there's only one project. Just to give you an idea, I changed it for a short while to the production server, and I just have to remember to change it back. And do another search. Now it's yes. So we can see at the moment, Contio has 243 projects, which they are making. I don't know in which level they are. Are they design, or are they already building some of these? But basically, if we know this, whose house is this, we would select the house and connect, and we can see this house, villa, there's saunas there, and everything. So basically, we connect this project into something project that is already in the ERP, in a Contio ERP, and then the project information here, project info here is upgraded as well. And in the future, we will use that project number in all traffic. I close this and change it back to the test server. Otherwise, I will be killed. All right. Then the next thing is the classification. These recipes we get from Contio, trying to find the right product IDs from the model. They require us to find the right type of walls, the right type of this, the right type of that. There are many ways to do it, and we first thought that the classification is the main thing, that we can do everything by using the inbuilt Archicad classification. But it turned out that it's too much work for the designer to classify every single thing in a model, and also we realized we needed other things. So we are using layers classification, the parameters of objects, the parameters of walls, the sizes, everything, to find out that this is the wall or this is the bit of roof or slab we need. But anyway, we still have the classification system, and it's based on many recognition of elements. And you can see, I'm sorry, this is all in Finnish. This is for Contio's internal use, but 226 elements are classified here, and 426 are unclassified. So about 1/3 of the elements are classified. This classification, Archicad supports many classification systems. So this system is actually downloaded from the Contio ERP. So it's like a class tree. And I've downloaded one, I'm using that one. And for example, I can show you that not supporting walls, small walls, whatever they are, there are 16 of them, and these walls in this house are classified as non-supporting walls, or is there a better word for them? I don't know. Anyway, it's possible to classify all the elements of this house, or leave them not classified, but this comes up later. Okay, so connect to project, classify elements, and then start to download recipes. So here I checked. Yes, this is test server. We can see that these recipes come from the server inside Contio, their ERP actually, and they have status and they have ID code, the scale, and name. And each one of these is kind of what Contio used to use as a building instruction. I'll show you how they look. So I take let's take that one. Yeah, this contains ArchiFrame elements. So this is the door frame blanks. So this details about door frame blanks. So this is actually instruction to whoever is on the building site how to install them, and there we can see what kind of stuff is needed there. But there's no quantities here. This is just like an empty case telling generally that this is what we need. So when we created this system, the Contio wanted to use these, what they call details, to use them as a quantity, or say quantity markers. Okay, let's download one here. Just press there, and we can see big object coming here. Object, and it can be smaller, but it's big. It's a similar looking than the one without the picture in the middle, and it's got these same product names. Okay, I like to do things in 3D. Where is everybody? Huh? Yes. So we can see the house is there, and now we can select this recipe and say solve it. And as you can see, something happens. This turns red. Some of the things turn red up there as well. Huh? And it means that this recipe has found those doors and the door frames around it and colored them. If you look at the recipe, just the recipe, it will just show we've done these things now. Okay, and now we can look at the recipe results here. A bit small. We can see that this 19 times 95 blank, ArchiFrame blank, is, we have 21 meters of that, and this bigger blank is 5 meters. Now this turned yellow, it means that it's ready, and now this is where we send it back to the Contio ERP or Contio systems. And this is a test server. Yes, this is a test server. Yeah, and now it's green. So basically, we've just calculated how much of a door frame we need in this house. So let me move some more stuff here. Okay, so let's start with this, and then that one, this one, and that one. So we take these two. We take 4 more recipes. If they come, yes. And now we have 4 more big objects. And again, let's go 3D and have a. So we can see only the door frames are not calculated, so we can. I mean, for the record, I say the designers never use 3D when they do this. I just use the 3D. I like to use the 3D, but anyway, so I do the windows. Oh yes, did the windows, and those must be different windows. So there are the window should be here. So yes. So now when we look at this, we can see that two of these kind of recipes are turned to yellow. So it means that they have a solution. We know how much of everything they tell us. We can see that there's a glue, 310 milliliter glue box. We need 0.385 of them. Sorry, this is big. And there's tape, insulation tape. There's insulation. This is some sort of like a metal sheet. Blanks, screws. We need 19 screws for this. So it finds all the windows and calculates all the things around them, adds them together. So we have the quantity calculations of this type of window, and then we have 2 types of windows. So this is the quantities of other window. Now we can send them back, and we have done windows and so forth. The idea is that this project or this house B103429 is has these recipes assigned to this house. So if this is completely automatic, I just select all of these, take them all into my my model, solve them all, and send them all back. So this is how the quantity calculations are done completely automatically. Of course, you must know that there are some changes, some things that require different things. Some products are different, but this is basically how it's designed to work. Now we can look at these, what we have already done. So we've done these door frames and windows around the house. And if we do it in 2D, let's see, this is I solved that one, and I can have a look what happened. Okay, so it created two ceiling kind of things, and they must be, so I can read finish. It says alas lasku, so the lowered ceiling of wet space, and it's 7.7 square meters. And what we need for that, we need some insulation and 33 screws and so forth. So this is, all these will be added, of course. So this is how this thing works, and the red bits in the house show where the change is, what are being calculated. So there's one more left. This is a terrace. Let's calculate that too. So, and what did we have? Okay, we had a terrace. This is a terrace, and underneath terrace are supporting planks. They must be ArchiFrame planks. So now if you look what we now, where the quantity, which quantities we have now calculated, we can see the house is not nearly ready, but because I only have 5 details out of 110. But some details or some recipes that I download from the server don't match any of the elements of the building, so they might be just there for, let's say someone's used a special pillar or a special beam. It will try and find it, but it doesn't find it. Okay, no quantities. But if it finds it, then it adds the quantities and sends it forward. Any questions?
Don't think I can see any, so go ahead.
Okay, well, pretty much I've used my time, but the last thing I want to show you is the middle thing. So here I was showing you how this integration add-on works. So this is the hub. So the hub here, when I sign in, I can see that, for example, the traffic, what I just made. I'm the only user here. No, there's somebody else using as well, but okay. I can check the traffic. I can see the data. This is, forgot to show you the data that we're actually sending forward, but you can see it from here too. And there's also a thing that this, some of the product codes, some of the products are, I mean, there's 2 ways to model bill of materials of products. One way is to have each different product as their own code. Let's say a yellow or brown sheet of metal is same as different code than red sheet of metal, even if they're totally similar, but just different color. This is one approach, that they have 2 different codes. Another approach is that they have one code, but they have attributes like a color, and this is the latter. So the attribute things is what Conti has decided to do, because otherwise they would go like 10,000, 15,000 products, and nobody can look after them anymore. So it's easier to have some products like screws that specify the millimeter length or the thickness and these sort of things. So we can upkeep the product information here but that's of course so complex. So it's really it will take me half an hour to explain more of that. But this is the basic how it works. The beauty of the system, if I may say that before I stop, is that this software we created, what you see operating now, doesn't actually know what it's calculating. It's all the information, all the rules, the formulas come from outside system. Of course, they're tested here, and there's a test bed here and everything. But basically, we are upkeeping information like how to calculate something in other system. Quickly show you how to find those ArchiFrame planks on the model. So this is what we downloaded from the Contio server. It says use this class. This is the class we search the elements from. But here it actually says don't worry about the class. Use this layer. Find me all the ArchiFrame planks that have material ID this or this, and the Archicad ID is starting with this. And then after you found that, then continue finding these 155 and then 156 and put the result there. So this is basically two results here. And now when we send this, I can show you what we are going to send to the Contio system. Basically, the basic information is item ID, so this is the product code, and quantity. Item ID and product code. So this is how the whole house is. Every single thing of the house is the material quantities are made. This is pretty much it. I've used my time.
Just waiting to see if anyone has the courage to come and ask a question. But I think it might be good as well, just a couple of words on sort of if someone was interested in exploring Archicad integrations, for their workflows, what are sort of things to sort of think about in terms of, how to approach them there? There's obviously quite a big project that you've done. Is, smaller ways of looking at it? What would be your sort of advice for people exploring the potential in their own organizations?
Archicad schedules are really good. It's a really good tool, and if that is not enough, then the main thing is really connecting things like connecting Archicad with any modern CRM ERP system. It's very easy. Today it will not take time. That's not the problem. But the problem is the data. How do you represent data in your planning Archicad, and how do you represent data in your other systems? If you use the same data there, then it's pretty simple. In here the problem or the challenge was that we didn't know how far we're gonna want to go. But the simplest thing would be to check the schedules, how they work. And I've tested schedule with ArchiFrame and Archilogs, and I get very good results. And then if you want more automation, you can take the Excel for schedules and move it to your ERP system. And that automation is pretty simple and quick and easy to do. Then if you want to go this way, find things out of the model. This is maybe how the big companies want to do it. Maybe as a smaller thing, I would put all the rules inside Archicad and say, and write rules differently. But here the rules are written in another system away from Archicad.
Yeah, so it depends on the kind of the workflows that you have and the complexity of where your data is stored and how it's being managed. But no, I think that was some good advice there. So if nobody has any questions, we can end the session here. And then obviously I'll be sending around your slides to people and also including your contact details as well. If people want to sort of like take the conversation offline as well. But yeah, it was really enjoyable to see sort of what's potential going out of the system as well. And yeah, thank you very much for your time, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.